Welcome to Eli Gold's Emuna is Our Future, Internalized and Real. We're going to be very real. Most importantly is, wow, Baruch Hashem, thank you Hashem. We made it back to Shalom, the Emuna Tour 2019. Thank God. It was big, it was a success, a very big success in many, many ways. And I want to thank everybody involved, everybody. Every host, every partner, every donation, every sponsor, the flight agent, Anshul, and all the different people involved. I mean, the list is pretty long and extensive. And if I missed anyone out, obviously we have to thank Rav Shalom, Arush, Shlita, and his wonderful family, the Rabbinit, and their son, David Moshe, Rav David Moshe, Arush. Amazing people, amazing tour. And we're in the yeshiva again of Chutz Chesed, this wonderful program in Yerushalayim, in the center. I'm like 5-10 minutes away from the Koso or Maravi, the Mokum Migdash, and I'm sitting in Yerushalayim again after all that traveling and all the logistics and all the different things that, thank God, being the manager of the tour, Emuna Tour, was a merit that I'll never forget, and all the different places and people that we met. I want to thank also all our hosts in Toronto, the Avital family, and of course Evra Alta. Couldn't have done it without them. Rabbi Gilosa, an amazing translation from also, we had other translators, amazing job. And we also then moved into Miami, wow, the Gedalia Fenster family, and Yossi Naftali family, and the shuls there, all the different places like the Safra community, including Rav Yosef Galimidi. It was just like, the list just goes on, but not just the people, like each place, each community gave us so much warmth and love and time and attention. And the most powerful thing of the Emuna Tour was, and this is what I'm trying to internalize in a real way, was all that time with Rav Shalom Arush, that it was meritorious to be with him in Toronto, all the meetings we had in that beautiful home there, and we were able to really connect with the people. We had wonderful music, and we had a few shirim, a private shir, a public class, a Emuna class, and each one was very much powerful. And as the tour journeyed on, there was a journey more and more to understand the power of the soul, and that's why I'm still right now internalizing and bringing it together. Like, for example, in Miami with Gedalia Fenster and his detox and the rehab, and we went and visited specifically the detox, and there was around 15 people there, like clients. Some of them were, I think they were Jewish, most of them, and there was also the staff who were Jewish who came to be part of that experience. Obviously the other people were welcome as well, and then it was just unbelievable, like the intensity of what Rabbi Arush was able to accomplish within that hour or so that he was at the rehab. He was able to really connect in an amazing way. And I really was blown away that he was able to go into a professional setting, with therapists and many years and years of, approaches and tactics and strategies. All the staff that have seen over the years, they seem like experienced bunch. They were able to watch Rav Arush do his thing, and someone who's never had the training or the education or the experience, seemingly, and yet he was able to, with his own experience and his own inner wisdom of Emunah, of understanding the human psyche in a deeper sense, and the teachings of Rabbi Nachman, Ben Fega, and all the other years and years of being around holy people and working with people, and he was able to go into a detox, and he was able to talk to their souls in a way that filled that space that many of them commented that I felt like, this is what they said, I felt like I was on heroin after being with Rav Arush. They felt that it was such a high, such an intense connection of their soul that filled that space that they were looking for through their drug use. So that was unbelievable to see how someone could sit. I mean, I recommend listening to it. It's on Emuna is Our Future podcast. I've been posting it around, and the detox class is really worth people investing some time and listening to the whole process of I am a soul and I am good, and the way he was able to use the tools of hisbodedus, of talking to Hashem, to talking to the soul, talking to the deeper parts of a person, and he was able to take us all on a journey. I was meritorious to be the translator into English, And that was just one example, 1 hour on that trip, which was just so profound and so healing for the people involved, including myself. Like, I was able to understand that I am good, and that there is these voices that try and pull us down and take away our like joy, our simchas achayim, our happiness, our focus, our being present, our mindfulness, and our ability to be in the now, the power of now, and it takes us away. And it was amazing how, like, I was able to, in the merit of Rav Arush translating and being with these people in a therapeutic environment, to also feel that I also am good and I have a soul, and all these thoughts that are driving us mad on a daily level and in the world level, on a global level, like how much people are suffering of and need to take some sort of medication or therapeutic advice or many hours of therapy or psychological help. And the world's like got to a place where, I mean, just look on the news, it's gone mad, basically, literally, in an intense way. And that a person's able to sit with a tzaddik, a righteous person, and just experience the soul, experience the godliness, to be able to make that separation, that we have godly thoughts and we have thoughts that aren't us, aren't really who we aren't our central being, are negative, are draining, and we don't have to be with those thoughts anymore. We can actually be present and be focused on having a soul and having a wonderful experience of what life really is. Like the Rav always says, Rabbi Shalom said throughout the trip, that if you're able to do these advices from, like for example, the Kutim and all these wonderful approaches to living, and you're able to apply it and live it and internalize it, life can be a life of Gan Eden. It doesn't have to be the Gehenna, like he always says, Emuna or Gehenna. It doesn't have to be this like experience of craziness that we're all feeling a little bit pressured by, financially and emotionally, and the people around us. Are we, like one of the things I took on, I remember before we left on the tour, it was almost now a month ago. Wow, it's been such a big time, weeks and days and hours. And, once again, I have to thank my wife. I have to thank the people that allowed me to come on such a trip, my children, and the general, life around me that was able to just, fill the space while I was gone. And thank God they did an amazing job, and thank you. And it was just amazing, like how I was able to be on this trip and experience something so profound, and again, and understand that this is relevant for my life. And as Rabbi Arush says, like this, it really can start to live a life more fulfilled, more happy. Now, I'm back, I'm feeling once again the pressures, there's a little leak going on, and then you got to check the bank statement, and you got things to deal with and work out that everyone's, all the money, all the donations, everything goes to the right place and everything's organized, and then you want to go ahead. We're looking to create Emuna Tour 2020 and all the other projects people are involved in, including myself, like to help musicians, artists, creative speakers to find their path, to find their channel, and to be able to give opportunities for other people to have a place to stand and inspire, just like Rabbi Arush did so amazingly throughout this trip. It's an incredible transition point. And not only that, like as you get older, you start to see, like with teenagers and children, and like what it means when you're not around them, like how precious time is, those night times together, going and putting the children to bed, or those moments to just wake up together, those moments to go to shul in your local community and connect to the local people. You start to realize, wow, I've got such a life here as well, that it's not just whatever, I'll just go on this trip, I'll do this, I'll do that. Now life is very meaningful, and every moment of life is precious, and the power of the soul to really experience it, to not allow all the voices around us to pull us away from our focus. And that is what I want to do today in Emuna, is our future internalization for real. I really want to feel what happened on Emuna Tour, and I hope through the different media, through the different videos, through the live feeds, through the pictures, through all the different quotes, we can hopefully get some sort of picture of what Rav Arush was giving over. And there was Toronto, there was Miami, but what about Mexico City? Now that was in Espanol. So I'm not mucho gracias. It's not like I can say much, I understand much. But thank God there was people there like David Rofi, our host, who was able to set us up at very beautiful homes of Torah, homes of spirituality, homes where we felt presence of the previous Rabbonim who visited, like Rabbi Yosef and other big Rabbonim who've stayed in these homes, and we felt their presence. Their pictures were on the wall, and the food, unbelievable. The nachos, and not saying the other places. I mean, Toronto, there was out this world the food. It was more like how I grew up, that kind of food. And then, but Mexico was like a whole different style. Like it was like, a Mexican vibe. Like even the beer was Corona. Everything was Mexican and Espanol, and it had its own like wonderful quality. And I wanted to thank like all the people like they came up and gave encouragement throughout the tour. There was a guy called Mario in Mexico, and he made me my first real Mexican nachos. I never eaten all the different layers with the cracker kind of things, like corn chips or whatever they are, and with all the layers, and just experience these communities and their kindness and their culture and their love and their warmth, and forget about the shuls. I mean, there's something else. Wow. The shuls in Mexico are humongous. They're beautiful. They're like filled with warmth, and the people really gave such kavod and respect to the Arush, to the Emuna Tour, their ability to come and attend daily, like the women classes, and it was unbelievable. There must have been about 13 classes the Rav gave, and not including the kumzits, which was out this world, from a very young, nice, vibrant community there. And there was such great energy to end off our tour in Mexico. And one thing that freaked me out a little bit was the traffic, because we needed to get our next flight, and it was just so intense, the traffic and the different road system with the toll road above and the other road below, and everything just balagan, like even more balagan than Jerusalem, I have to say, and all the security as well. But anyway, it was just unbelievable to internalize these moments. And the Rav was constantly speaking about, once again, I am a soul, I have a neshama, I want to do good, I am good, to separate out all this like negativity that's surrounding us. People don't believe in themselves, any negative thoughts, that is not me. I am part of this soul experience. I only want to do good, I think good, I am good. And to internalize is constantly teaching this to the people about the Emuna Atzmi, this tremendous betochen, this self-esteem, this internal soul that's so beautiful. And if you can see it in yourself, then you can start to see it in others. And that's why I saw from Rabbi Arush the love and the connection. He drew people in, drawing people in all the time, all the meetings, the love and the care and the validation and the tefillos, the prayers, the power of praying for another person. They really believing the power of prayer. That, as he said many times, if you don't believe that your thank you Hashem, or your belief in your power to affect change through prayer, if you don't really talk to Hashem on a daily level, then you don't really have emunah. It's a very strong statement. I wouldn't say it myself, but Rav Arush, it's so clear, this true reality of emunah is our future, that without speaking out, you really have to say, to speak to God is my future. It's the same thing, according to Rav Arush. That's the equation. Like you have, very real facts of creation, and it's so clear to him that there's an absolute of emunah and speaking to God are one thing, and that having that relationship with our Creator is one reality. And that's what he was teaching to people time after time, getting people to go through each specific book like Gan of Shalom. If you're having issues in your house, to learn the Garden of Peace. If you're having issues with Panasa, to learn the Garden of Wealth, or the Garden of Yearning if you need to work on your connection to Hashem, or the Garden of Fields, Forest Fields, and all the different books that he has. There's a long list, and just went through them. And also even the Likutei Moharan, he printed 1 million copies of these, and these sold out in like 5 seconds. Like we literally, every place we got to, from Toronto to Miami, they were driving us crazy. They really wanted us to get more, and we'd already sold them out after like an hour or something. And it was amazing, like how much the books were just. And once again, he always said, I have a little bit of emunah. I don't need the money that's there. I'm there to bring emunah to you guys. That was my mission. That's why I'm here. So for me to be part of that, to host that, and it was just unbelievable. I did miss these classes. I missed my family. I missed living in the holiest city on earth. But to be able to go to such warm communities. And then obviously there's the climax, New York, wake up, New York. We're going to finish in a minute. Sorry, this is a little bit long today, but there's so much to internalize. And New York was powerful in many, many ways. One, they have the beautiful community up there in Monsey, the Rechaim Beis Midrash. It says mutar ledaber. It doesn't say asa. It doesn't say it's forbidden to pray. God forbid, forbidden to talk in shul, which is most shuls. It's all about what's forbidden. That's what they put on the wall. in the wall in Orach Chaim by Shiner's Beis Midrash. What does it say? It's mutter ladaber. It's mutter. It's permitted to pray who? Rak, only to Hashem. Only to Hashem. So that's who we're speaking to. It's encouragement to speak to God. It's the relationship. That's the focus there. And I felt that acceptance. I felt that warmth, that kindness that was going on up in New York in the community in Monsey. And we had a beautiful Shabbaton. And then the Thank You Hashem, was out this world. It was amazing. Thank You Hashem event with Ari Berkovitz and his team. Thank You Hashem. Check it out. Amazing organization, and it's totally a continuation of Rabbi Arush's message of Thank You Hashem and See Miracles, that wonderful book and that whole energy. And that really is my hope, that this whole class is really internalization in a real way, but it's also a thanks to Hashem that we made it. Everything worked out, all the flights, all the people I met. I met my cousin, I hadn't seen him for 5 years. I met one of my best friends there in Toronto, and then each location, there was a bunch of people I didn't meet, but there was still at least a contact. They knew I was in town, so we said hi. There was so much potential to connect and flow. And in New York, obviously, there's such an energy there of continuation and action. We were literally busy, packed with meetings, and then there was the classes at night. And I honestly feel that we could have done much more in New York in a deep way. There could have been much more collaboration. We missed out, unfortunately, with Moshe Weinberger. But the people that were involved, people like Charlie Harari and Shalom Weiss and Rabbi Shalom Weiss and the organization Chazak and the Shabbat Project and all the different organizations that came together, it was powerful. So I'm going to internalize it, what happened, and thank God, the hosts, I don't know if they want their names mentioned in New York, but the community there in Monsey and the continuation. We had the Siegelman family, unbelievable, in 5 towns, and he helped so much with the Svarim and his kindness and his time, and people helped us make a minyan. The Goldson family had a wonderful meal there, and there were so many people. There was Herkov family and all the other people that hosted, and we had a Hanukkah Zabayas and this and that, all the driving around, and Dr. Gutterman's rap, that was the climax. Wow. Unfortunately, once again, we missed out Mordechai Weinberger. He was a busy therapist. He had an emergency. He wasn't able to come. But there were so many moments like this of just internalization is needed. And I think that would be the key. Now we're here in Yerushalayim, we're present, we're back home, and with all that light from the Rav, all that inspiration that he put out into all these locations, into North America, Canada, America, USA, and Mexico City. There's an opportunity now to spread that light downwards into South America, into South Africa. We can go to London and Manchester, go up north again. We have the opportunity to really build a beautiful program. We have Yonatan Galed is now putting up already his 4th class in the Emuna series of Universal Garden of Emuna series. You can go there on our YouTube, on our podcast, thank God we're sharing it. It's on our website, breslev.co.il. We also have, thank God, a day halacha. Let's not forget, Rav Dayan Elgod. Every day he's making time for the daily halacha, and he's putting out a beautiful shir on the Wish program about belief in Hashem, belief in yourself. And it's a beautiful shir, and thank God he was an unbelievable translator. And not only the DHC, we did these nice, beautiful videos in Monsey, but he was an amazing translator throughout the New York part of our trip. And to be around a Rav, a Dayan, a Talmud, a student of the Rav, was very meritorious for me. And hopefully all these wonderful experiences have rubbed off in a good way that have changed me for the good. And my key now is to bring it into reality, not to just be in this high of being around a righteous person like Rav Arush, but to bring it down into my real life. That's always been my hope with everything I'm doing, that it should make a change to me, my personality. I'm not such a calm guy, pretty intense guy, got a lot going on, but can I calm down and yet at the same time accomplish big stuff and do it with simcha and joy and happiness and emunah? And that's our hope, that we all have a prayer for ourselves. We have to be real with who we are, and at the same time be very real that there is an opportunity to learn beyond ourselves from these great people around us, these Rabbonim, these teachings like the Kutamaron and all the Garden of Emunah books. And we have opportunity for so much Torah and spirituality, just hearing speakers like Charlie and the Thank You Hashem organization, and seeing that there's so much opportunity to grow nowadays through the online world in a positive direction. That should be where our focus should be. I ask everyone to share, to partner and develop Emuna Tour 2020. But right now, while we're here, let's just internalize and say thank you, Hashem, for a wonderful Emuna Tour 2019. All the best. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me on this journey and looking forward to see the journey continue. All the best.